Hello there. I am Thomas William Cunningham, born in Mitta, Victoria, Australia, on the 21st of December, 1870. I'm the oldest of the 9 children of David Cunningham and Mary Jane O'Gorman. I'm going to tell you my story. My father, David Cunningham, was born in Leith, Midlothian, Scotland in 1846. He came out to Australia at the age of 7. Dad was a gold miner, worked on the Mammoth Flume in Mitta, and when the gold dried up, he discovered a tin reef in Granite Flat. Dad died at the age of 59 from possible cyanide poisoning. There was an inquest into his death. Mum was living with one of my sisters at the time as Mum was unwell. Dad worked at a cyanide works. I think that he had spilled some cyanide on his clothes and it absorbed into his skin enough to poison him. Dad died in July and Mum died from endocarditis 4 months later in the Beechworth Hospital. That was a terrible year. Kate and I were married on the 30th of November, 1889, in Granite Flat. We had our first child, Charles, in 1891, when we were living in Glen Wills. Unfortunately, he only lived for 4 months and died of influenza. Our second child, Thomas James, was born in Yackandandah in 1892. I was a miner, so we moved to where the work was. Our third child, Eileen Maud, was born in 1894 at Sunnyside, Mount Wills, which is near Mitta. Eileen would come and visit me in Tassie when she was an adult. Our fourth child, Charlotte May, we called her Lottie, was born at Snowy Creek. Lottie died when she was 14 of tubercular peritonitis. She is buried at the Kew Cemetery with her mother, Kate. Our youngest child, Daisy Grace, was born on the 29th of August, 1898, in Mitta. Kate and I decided to go to Tassie, so we hopped on a ship and landed in Macquarie Harbour. Daisy became sick on the trip over and sadly died in Macquarie when she was only 4 months old. We buried her there. We stayed in Tassie for 12 months, then returned back to the mainland. I wasn't a good husband to Kate. I taunted her with other women. I wanted her to leave me. She had a warrant out for my arrest for deserting her and the kids in January of 1909. I was already in Tassie by then. Kate changed my kids' names from Cunningham to her maiden name, Walsh. By this time, I had already had another affair with Annie McIntyre Drummond. She had a son, my son, on the 12th of January 1906 in Tallangatta, Victoria. Annie was a strong woman. She decided that I should move to Tassie with her, raise Archie, and run a pub. If you've ever been to Tassie, you have probably been in one of our pubs. I met Adeline Jane Grass when I moseyed over to have a drink at the Manchester Club Hotel on Burke Street in Melbourne. This was in 1907. I thought she was lovely, so we had a little fling. She told me her name was Teresa Green. I was estranged from my wife Kate at the time. I was in Melbourne to visit Kate and the kids. I told Adeline that my name was James Williams and that I was a mining speculator. Told her a little fib. Told her I was going to Queensland. Adeline had a daughter, Mary Constance, on the 17th of January 1908. Because I left Adeline in the lurch, she could not take care of Mary, and the system took Mary from Adeline. I never got to meet our daughter Mary. Nicole Doyle, who made this video, is Mary Constance Green's granddaughter. That makes Nicole my great-granddaughter. Nicole wanted to know who Mary Constance Green's parents really were, so she took a DNA test. From the results, she figured out who I was and everything that I did. Nicole's father, Leo, also took a DNA test, which made the evidence even stronger. I also have another child, grandchild, great-grandkids, and great-great-grandkids over in Tassie. This is another mystery that is yet to be solved. I'm fairly confident that it will be. Isn't DNA an amazing thing? I mean, this story you are hearing starts in 1870 and still continues on today into 2024. Wow. Thanks for lending me your ear and listening to my story. I left a bit of a mess behind me, but without the messy bits, then some of you listening may not have ever existed. Cheers, mate. Bye for now.
Tom Cunningham from Mitter, Mary Kate Walsh, fate would break her, he left out a line behind. Tom would wander far and wide, on his way he tried to hide. Hearts he broke, paths he paved, new legacies he engraved. Generations down the line, stories told of his divides. From a town so small and quaint, stories grew, no constraint. Kate would wonder every night of Tom's journeys out of sight. Kate would wonder every night of Tom's journeys out of sight. Kate would wonder every night of Tom's journeys out of sight.